You know the routine. Make sure you go to Doggie Diamonds No Filter on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. The links are right below in the description box, so you don't have to go far. You don't have to go click crazy. It's also right on your phone. And if you have the Spotify app or the Apple Podcast app, if you have the iPhone, just go below. Also, you got to get my single, Doggie Diamonds, the workout anthem. Get that on Apple Music. It's there. It's available. Make sure you snatch that up. Okay. Also, man, make sure you know that for only $100. Why is this scene doing this? For only $100, I promote whatever you need on my social medias and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and my website, www.doggiediamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. And if you're not getting the notifications, because I see they're playing a lot of games with me on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of games are being played. You have to make sure you go to www.theinterviewking.com, sign up for the email list to get new content. Let's go. All right, I'm back. Let's chat with y'all really quick. I always say really quick and be on here for like an hour or something like that. That's not really quick. That is an hour. An hour is an hour. But regardless, I'm here. Just wanted to kick it real quick. I haven't been live in a while, so getting my feet back wet, you know? It is what it is. All right, man. Stop the tape. Stop the music. Stop. Is the lighting right? Or I just got too much facial hair. It make me look dark. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. Over the past week, we see Boosie did his favorite platform, Vlad TV, and he goes off on T.I. because what T.I. said on the podcast. So T.I. said on the podcast that he snitched on his dead cousin because they got found with some pistols, and he told that it belonged to his dead cousin. He got off, and his dead cousin told him it was okay for him to tell on him. That's what he said. So we all sat back like, nah, fam, you a rat. You ratted. Because it's the same thing that Terrence Gangster Williams allegedly did, gave up some bodies for... he told on some people that are now deceased, so you don't have anybody that you could point the finger at directly because they're deceased. So Boosie went off on Terrence Gangster Williams for doing that. He has to feel the same way about T.I. because it's the same thing. So he goes on Vlad TV and he says their joint project is done. They're not doing a joint project. Their joint project is over. They're not doing it any longer. Okay, fine. This is what they said. They're not doing the joint project anymore. But it's not there. They already did the joint project, but this is Boosie saying the project is not coming out. Now, my question is this. When did it take him to make that statement, or was it you wasn't bothered by the Tips commercial? You wasn't bothered by when you saw him on the stand? You wasn't bothered by any other questionable things that you've seen T.I. do and say? And how did y'all get together anyway? Don't tell me y'all bond comes from Charleston White, because it's starting to seem like y'all friendship comes from y'all both being the op of Charleston White. Is that it, or am I tripping? Did Charleston White make Boosie and T.I. a group? Am I tripping? Because it seemed like they got awfully close after the Charleston White situation. So I'm starting to think Charleston White made T.I. and Boosie a group. Something weird is going on. Now, if y'all was in the studio and y'all got these records, maybe y'all wasn't in the studio, maybe y'all flew records back and forth. I don't know what y'all did. I don't know how y'all did it. Maybe y'all flew the records back and forth. But if it was ever a time y'all was in the studio together and you said, Boosie, I've been around this man, I know this man, blah, blah, blah. You said all these things. What I'm confused with is how you said you've been around this man and you know this man, but you didn't tell him that the album wasn't coming out. You told the internet first. You told it on Vlad TV, where T.I. has to find out that the album is not coming out on Vlad TV, like we all found out. So if that was your man, that was your homie, y'all did the album together, y'all doing the album together, you didn't think he deserved the common courtesies for a phone call? You didn't think it should have been a point where you said, yo, homie, we not doing this album, man. You gonna have to clear the air on that. No, I can't live with this snitching thing. I ain't jacking it. You a rat. Why did you go to the internet before you went to him? Something ain't right. And I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. I'm calling cap. I'm calling cap. The album is gonna come out. I think all of this they doing is for hype. It's two things. Either it's hype for the album or they never did an album and then he was capping in the first place. But I'm calling cap somewhere. Remember that I said that. Remember February 23rd, 23, I called cap. Something ain't right. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Either they didn't do an album, they didn't have a show, or they got an album and they got a show and they trying to boost the interest because the hype was dying down because they wasn't going back and forth with Charleston anymore like that. So they needed something that they could create amongst themselves. And then people would say, well, we just want to hear it. We just want to hear it. Just put the album out. Yo, we want to hear it anyway. And then they put the album out. So that's what I'm calling. I don't believe them. One thing that I learned, if I don't know nothing else about this industry, it's half of the things you see is complete cap. Half of the things you see are plays put together that people devise and they put it together and the public is so slow and don't pay attention enough. They'll put it all together and the public will eat it up and it'll be 1,000% cap. Fake. It's all a part of promotion and marketing. And we'll be like, oh, that's messed up. Damn, T.I., you messed it up. And then they'll say, well, we're putting it out anyway, or we'll put it out, or we'll sell the album, but I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm not promoting it. Can't pull the wool over on me. I'm calling cap. Because again, if you around somebody all the time, how the hell are they going to find out via the internet that the album ain't coming out no more? He's not going to do an album with you. So y'all spoke all the way up to the time that he made that statement about telling on his cousin. Then after he made the statement about telling on his cousin, you just decided you're not doing an album with him no more. Don't make sense. And y'all didn't speak. You didn't call him and say, yo, homie, you messing up the album. Yo, homie, you messing up the rollout. Yo, you never did that. So that's not your man then. That's not your man. And I don't believe y'all. I don't believe y'all. I'm calling cap. 1,000%. They're faking it. And if you look, you go on Vlad, the interview with him. It's not even a long interview. Got 1-point-something million views. Oh, man, the plays are getting ran and ran and ran. And the thing about the plays is that they're getting ran. And I think people know that it's plays, but it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Everybody wants to be entertained. Everybody wants something. So they're going to look and say, oh, yo, damn, they ain't doing the album no more. Because they don't have a snippet. They don't have a leaked song. They don't have anything. How do we know they were doing the album? How do we know that they started the album? He said it was about 8 or 9 songs. So how do you say the album is not coming out and we only did about 8 or 9? Is it 8 or 9? You know how many songs you did with somebody, for one. For two, what label is it coming out on? Who paid for it? Where did the budget come from? Who put up the money? What's the rollout? So I don't believe none of that. Because you mean to tell me if these two individuals came together and got a budget from a label, they're going to get a budget for at least an M, right? Minimum of M, because you got T.I. and you got Boosie. Both of their respective platforms are big. So they're going to be able to command a big budget for an album. So you mean to tell me these two men took some money from a label, went and did an album, and it ain't going to come out? So what about the money that you got from the label? Don't believe you. Don't believe you. So that means whoever the producers are, they didn't get paid because y'all going to put that, the album ain't running out. Next thing you know, the songs is going to be leaked somewhere. This is all a play. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So it's when the album come out, like in April or something like that, don't say I ain't tell you. I just don't believe it. I don't believe them. I don't believe anything none of these rappers say. Most of them not lie about 85 to 90% of the time because the truth is not popular. The lie is more popular. The cap is popular. Getting people to believe something is more popular than the truth. And the only time they want to tell the truth is when they're telling the truth or something that's regurgitated that somebody else said, and they're just running with something. So if something happened, only time rappers really stand on the united front, truthfully, is if something happens to a black man by the police. That's the only time you see them all come together. Other than that, they don't agree with each other. They're at odds unless they at one of them award shows dressing funny and, cupping each other cake and, doing all types of stuff like that. Other than that, thumbs down. I don't believe none of it. Boosie could have called him. They could have worked it out. And then, this is the kicker. T.I. says, I was just playing. Now, who plays like that? Who calls themselves a snitch? Who puts snitch on themselves and then say, oh, I was just playing? Who played like that? So did you say you just playing once you got the backlash? Did you say you just playing once you realize nobody is rocking with that? Did you say you was just playing once you realize that it's not funny? Because I don't find where it's funny. I don't see where the joke is at. I wouldn't say something about myself because the worst things that you could be called in the black community is a snitch, a rat, a fun boy, you smoke crack, a pedo, or you got the Batman forever. Those are rumors you just don't want because those are rumors that are hard for you to get off your name. Once people say, yo, you're a such and such, you're going to have people saying, yo, you know he a such and such, right? And you could clear your name and everything, and people still be like, yeah, I seen his paperwork, but I still think he snitched. So you're not going to put that on yourself. You're not going to say, oh, yeah, I'm a such and such. Because we like, tell us something we don't know. T.I. was like, yeah, I told on my dead cousin. Was like, about time you was honest. Tell us something we don't know. We already knew that. We knew you told, well, we assumed you told on somebody. T.I. cut it out. Boosie cut it out. Anyway, Rod Julius, I talk about real issues every day. If you don't like what I'm talking about, then you could just leave. Because what's real issues to you? What's real issues to you might not be real issues to somebody else. What is real issues? You know what real issues is? It's what goes on in your household. There is no universal issues that we all face sometimes because some people like certain things. Some people don't have a problem with stuff. And that's the problem with y'all too. Oh, we need to talk about this. We need to do this. Why don't you do that shit then? The worst thing you can ever do is tell people what they should talk about, who they could be friends with. That's the worst thing. That's one of y'all problems too. That's one of y'all problems. So let me ask you something. If it's not a real issue and it's not a big deal, then why did it get 1.3 million views? And I only got 121 people in here. So obviously somebody cared about it, right? I'm kicking it in the ass. That is a real issue when people come before the people and lie. When people come before the people and try to steer bullshit and lie. That is a real issue. I think they're lying. So that's what I'm talking about. But people believe it. 1.3 million people believe it. I'm telling you that they lying. I'm telling you that a lot of things in this industry you see is not real. I'm telling you a lot of things you see is fake. And that's not a real issue. I guess it's not real for you, but you didn't even have to type that. You could have just left. That's just the truth. Anyway, I ain't staying on here all day talking about anything. I'm going to go. I got to get I gotta get my hair cut tomorrow. I've been purposely wolfing out so I could have my full joint together, because when you get a haircut a lot, sometimes the barber start playing a little bit. Like, hold on, man, what the fuck you do over there? You gotta look and be like, no, that side is like. So I say, you know what? Just wolf, and then get your hair cut. So that's what it is, man. I didn't come on here to stay in long. I just been uploading a lot of content, just trying to give y'all a lot of content. They are playing a lot of games with my channel. So I'm just working my way back into where I need to get. So that's what I've been doing. I got a lot of content, put out a lot of content, but they're playing. So I think And bottom line, they capping. I don't believe them. I think they still gonna do the project. I think the Instagram post, I think all that stuff, it's gonna garner attention. People gonna react to it. So that's why they're doing that. Don't believe the hype. It is what it is. Until next time.